Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to answer the question, what should you eat before you work out? So let's get started. All right, you guys, so athletes, fitness enthusiasts, and those just seeking to lose a few pounds are always looking for ways to improve their performance as well as their recovery. The good news is that optimal nutrition timing and intake can help maximize the way you perform when you work out, as well as it can boost recovery and minimize the damage to your muscles. So in order to make sense of what the best type of food you should be consuming before a workout, it's first going to depend on what type of workout you are doing to begin with. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to talk about two main types of exercise. I'm going to talk about weight training, which is anaerobic, and cardiovascular training, which is aerobic. So with respect to cardio, doing cardio is perfectly okay on a fasted stomach, meaning first thing in the morning before you have any fuel in the tank, so to speak. So it's okay to do cardio in the fasted state because this is going to allow your body to pull off of your reserves. It's going to allow your body to tap into stored body fat more readily. So doing cardio in the fasted state is okay if fat loss is your goal. If your goal is performance, let's say you're training for a 5K, 5 miler, 10K, marathon, triathlon, and you're getting cardio in for something that you're training for a performance-oriented goal like speed or time. If speed or time is your goal and you're not worried about losing fat, under those circumstances, you do want to eat before cardio. But for most of you watching this video, the majority of you probably want to focus on fat loss. So in that case, doing cardio on an empty stomach is perfectly fine. Now, weight training. Believe it or not, I've had a lot of clients, just people who've come across my videos and my Instagram content, tell me that they've been doing their weight training in the fasted state this whole time. And that is one thing I do not recommend. I do not recommend fasted weight training. The reason for this is because fueling your body with the right nutrients prior to exercise, it's going to give you the energy and strength you need to perform. Each macronutrient does have a specific role prior to a workout, and the ratio in which you consume them is going to vary based off of the individual as well as the type of exercise. So when it comes to pre-workout, when I say pre-workout, meaning a weight training oriented exercise, if you're going to do it first thing in the morning, you didn't have a full meal at any point, I'm always going to recommend that you consume carbohydrates beforehand. Now, carbohydrates are very, very crucial to strength training from a performance-oriented aspect. So when you are doing weight training, your body gets fueled from your muscles. It gets fueled from glucose, which is the sugar found in carbohydrates. Now, that sugar found in carbohydrates is stored in your muscle cells in the form of glycogen. So when you are weight training and you are pumping the muscles, your body is utilizing the glycogen specific to the muscle that you're training. So if you're doing bicep curls, the glycogen inside your biceps is being burnt. If you're doing something like a leg extension and you're really working the quads, the glycogen is going to be pumped out of that muscle first. And the longer and longer you train, meaning duration wise with respect to time, your body is going to hit a point where it runs out of stored muscle glycogen and is going to have to rely on excess carbohydrates for fuel. So when you're weight training, you guys, this is not the time that you want to be running on empty. You don't want to be gasping. It's already hard enough to weight train properly with good form. You don't want to not have enough energy to compromise the quality of your workout, because if you have a poor quality workout, the quality of your results is not going to be maximized. You risk damaging your muscles during this time because you risk not being able to recover properly. And as a result, it's just not a good idea overall to not be properly fueled before a weight training session. Now, keep in mind that as you do weight training, as your muscle glycogen stores are depleted, what else is going to be depleted is the intensity and the duration with which you can train. So if you do not have enough fuel, you are not going to be able to get as many reps. You're not going to be able to do all of your sets, and you're going to feel extremely fatigued. So if you are going to weight train first thing in the morning, I do recommend you could either have your breakfast meal, which has some carbs in it most likely, if you are on a non-keto style meal plan, which I'm sure most of you are not on keto, as you know, the popularity of the ketogenic diet is dying down. So if you're not on keto, you can just have a whole breakfast meal beforehand and then train about an hour or so afterwards if you want to eat a full meal. Now, if you're weight training later in the day, as long as you had carbs throughout the day and now you're training, you don't really need to worry about a specific meal. If you're training first thing in the morning, you don't want to eat a full breakfast just yet, but you know you need a little something. Here's a few examples of things I recommend. So I recommend for women, it depends on where you're at and how many carbs you have in a day. I recommend a minimum of 10 to 15 grams of carbs. I actually personally consume around 20 to 25 grams of carbs because I'm really looking to gain muscle and drop fat at this time with my specific health goals. I do that in the form of a banana pre-workout as my pre-workout nutrition. Now, you can also do something like toast with jelly. You can have a piece of fruit. You can have any type of carbohydrate of your choice. Some people like to do rice cakes. Before a workout, some people like to do protein shakes. I don't really recommend protein as a pre-workout unless you are going to consume it with 2 to 3x the amount of carbs, as well as that protein needs to be a fast absorbing protein with the amino acid leucine in it. So branch chain amino acids as a pre-workout if you are intermittent fasting. So let's just say you're intermittent fasting and you're about to weight train and you don't want to break your fast yet with carbs, you can consume a pre-workout with leucine in it, which is a branch chain amino acid. So a BCAA blend would be perfectly fine before, during, and after a workout. But in general, you guys, I'm recommending you guys eat carbohydrates before you weight train to maximize performance, to boost recovery, and to get you the overall performance of where you want to be. When you don't fuel properly, you're not going to have an optimum anabolic response, which means you're not going to be able to grow as much muscle tissue and repair it after the training session. You are going to have boosted muscle recovery, you're going to have increased strength and lean body mass, and overall you're going to increase your muscle performance. So if you have any questions about what you should be eating before a workout, comment below. I'll see you in the next one.